Hey everyone, it's Michelle from Wildly Natural Skincare, and today I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to make a rose water based toner. And this recipe is really simple. It uses three magical ingredients to make a very magical final product that is great for cooling down the skin. So it's really a wonderful recipe to use for either if you've been out in the sun for a really long time and you're just hot and you want to cool down, or if you actually have sunburn, it's good for that use too. And it's also a really hydrating recipe, so it's great for dry skin in general. You know, skin that's just dry, not necessarily burned, or you haven't been in the sun. So, what are the magical ingredients and why are these the three that I'm using for this recipe? How did I come up with this recipe? First, of course, is rose water. It's also known as rose hydrosol water. And this is a product that is, it's a byproduct actually of the rose essential oil distillation process. So what happens is a ton of fresh rose petals are collected and they're distilled down through a distillation process to make the essential oil. And then in that process, a rose hydrosol, rose water, is actually considered a byproduct. And it is a wonderful, very balancing cosmetic water. And it has a lot of the properties of the rose essential oil, the aromatherapy properties. So it's great for depression, and it's a heart medicine. So it opens up the heart chakra. And it's also really balancing to the skin. So it's great for all skin types. It helps to bring oily skin more towards the center, dry, you know, a little bit more dry, and dry skin a little bit more oily. It neutralizes the skin oil production. So it's very balancing. It's also very cooling and very healing. So that's the first ingredient that we'll be using. And then aloe vera gel. And you probably know about aloe vera gel and how wonderful it is for sunburn. And it is so common, and it is really powerful. Aloe vera is such a powerful plant for the skin. And one of the big reasons why is because it actually aids in cell regeneration. And so what happens when we get burned or when our skin is damaged is, you know, some of those skin cells they're damaged and they need to be regenerated. So aloe vera helps that process along. And it's also anti-inflammatory, and it's very cooling as well. And then finally, I use sandalwood essential oil for this recipe. And sandalwood is also anti-inflammatory, and it's hydrating. So it helps the skin to retain water. It's also really, really grounding, and it smells so good, and it's really calming. And so this recipe is great for the skin, and to cool the skin, to help it to heal. And it's also really great, you know, like whenever you're out in the sun for a really long time, it's hot and you kind of get like irritable and cranky. This recipe is really great for that aspect, for the emotional aspect as well, because it's calming and it's cooling, and it helps to kind of recenter. And so it's really great for when you're like really cranky and irritated and you're just like, get me out of the sun. This is a wonderful recipe. So let's make it. And it's very simple. The proportions between the rose water and the aloe can fluctuate. It's flexible, but I'm going to stick with a 50-50 ratio. And so here we go. You get 2 ounces of aloe vera gel, and then 2 ounces of the rose water to bring it up to 4 ounces total there. And then just stir that together. The aloe is a little bit thicker than the rose water in general. And then to that, we add our essential oil. I like to add approximately 7 drops per ounce of liquid. So that's about 28 drops of sandalwood essential oil for this mixture. You can add 5 drops per ounce if you don't like it quite as strong. So I will add my sandalwood. And sandalwood is great. It's you can see it comes out really slowly because it's a pretty thick essential oil. And it's actually a fixative in perfumery, which means that it's a base essential oil. So it has a base note. That's the scent of it. And then it's thick. It's resinous. And so it has this thick quality. It comes from the resin of the sandalwood tree. Now, with all of these ingredients, you want to make sure to get very pure. You want to get them very pure. Like in a lot of grocery stores, there's aloe vera lotion, and it's not the same at all. So make sure you're getting pure aloe vera gel, and preferably organic rose water. And then the sandalwood, I always get my sandalwood either from, well, two of my favorite shops, and I make sure that it's the type that's not from India, because sandalwood's actually endangered in India. And so I get Australian sandalwood, which has really similar qualities, but it's sustainably grown and harvested. And so if you want to read the full article on how to make the recipe here, and also where I like to buy my ingredients from, the link to that is right below. And probably not at 28 drops, but I sort of lost count talking. So then I'll mix it up just a little bit. But I want to tell you about the mixing it up process here. Alright, so then I pour it into my bottle, and I love to use a spritzer bottle for toners. It makes it much easier to apply. You can take it with you when you go out, and since this is a water-based product, right, all water-based ingredients, it can go bad. And so with the spritzer bottle, it's completely enclosed. I'm going to have a little bit extra. It's completely enclosed, There's nothing can get into it. And so that actually is a preservation strategy in itself. Nothing can get into it now. So as long as your bottle's really clean, you are preserving it. Always make sure to shake it well before you use it, okay? Then the other really awesome thing about the spritzer bottle is it's more economical. So you can spray it on your skin, rub it in, that's how we use it, and you're not wasting ingredients. Where if you have it just in an open mouth bottle and you're pouring it on your hand, you're gonna use more and you're gonna waste more. So that is it. It has a really wonderful smell. It's like this scent between rose and sandalwood. It's great, and it's very cooling, healing. So that is the tutorial on how to make the really simple rose water toner. And like I said, you can read the full article. The link is right below. And if you have questions or comments, positive comments, you can leave those below, and I'll be sure to respond. I hope that you enjoy this tutorial, and if you decide to make it, please be sure to let me know how it goes. And thank you, and have a great, great day.